Jonas is what you would call a muhu.
So we were supposed to have started filming in, I think, February, March, but a client job came through. That was the Bank Vinduk Lava Bank TV commercial that required us to travel the country. That had us put Tsek on hold. So we were left with very little time to be able to actually film Tsek. But we got to it. Jenny came on board and basically started just making sure things happen, putting things in place. We set a date and we're like, we don't have everything ready, but we'll have everything ready by the time we need to shoot. And lo and behold, everything was ready.
That is like, yeah. What's it gonna be?
Going into the final draft from script writing to production was something I did not anticipate. When I was writing the script with Ina and the others, I didn't think that I would be the one producing it. So it was a happy moment, but it was also like, oh my goodness, now I gotta make all these things happen. And then working with a small budget, oh my, that was a challenge. Thankfully, like Inchiology, we have a bit of equipment. We called in favors. For catering, I called in favors. We used Inchiology funds for a few things. So a lot of the crew really, they pulled through there, worked on lower rates than what they would normally work on. Even the actors. But it was really, for all of us, that's why for all of us, it's such a passion project thing, because it was something that we all put our all in. It wasn't about the money. It was about what we want the final product to be. We want to do something fun and we want to do something different. So for everyone, once you kind of tell them what the story is, it was quite easy to get a lot of people involved. But it was also like calling up people and be like, hey, do you have this? Can I borrow this? Can we use this? Can we use your house? So it was calling in a lot of favors. And I'm forever grateful to all the people who helped me beg, borrow, steal for this. Hopefully you've watched it and you love it and you get to see what we were trying to do.
Reclaim your power. Wait. Bingo. That's your name, right? Bingo. You don't bite me, right? Bingo is a good boy.
Okay, so getting to know Jonas was what happened during the rehearsal process. Ina and I worked through the character breakdowns of how he is, his mannerisms and stuff. To a certain extent, I also needed to bring and come up with my own version of who Jonas was. But what I can say confidently is that the Jonas that everyone is going to see or everyone is seeing and is going to experience, that Jonas only came after I put on the clothes that the stylist Aubrey provided, because then those clothes really allowed like him to manifest, because I already had his voice down, I already had his speech pattern down, but when I had those clothes on, that's when I had his walk, that's when I had his little jittery mannerism. So I think all these elements really added into the making and finding the Jonas that is basically the representation of all the muhus in the country,
Are you talking to the dog?
You see, he's made the connection.
Made a connection. They've what's it, imprinted?
Yeah, imprinted now.
I see you've been contemplating crossing Dog Street.
The dog was pretty challenging because it's something we had never done before. We had touched on a little bit in experimenting with other projects, but never to that scale where we track a dog head and replace the mouth completely and then sync the mouth to audio. That was all hand animated, by the way. The mouth was synced by Matthias. I think I did 2 shots, he did the rest. And then he tracked the shots as well, tracked the 3D dog's head onto the actual dog's head.
Bingo. That is the dog's name. He does not remember the last time he heard his name. It's usually, hey, yes sis, or for Tsek.
It was quite interesting, like both directing and supervising at the same time. Matthias was also like doing sound, but also cognizant of the VFX aspect. We had to multitask because the crew was pretty small. It was ridiculously small. So you had a person handling more than one department. For example, Jacob was both gaffing and directing. Then I would supervise VFX and direct and be thinking about the edit because I'd have to edit. Jacob would be editing as well, but we'd have to think about all these things. Matthias was doing sound, but then also had to think about VFX at the same time. Then you had Jenny, who was writer and producer and line producer, running around getting stuff done on set. So yeah, it was all hands on deck.
So I think by this point people have caught on, or at least I hope people have caught on to like what we're trying to do with Tsek, in that it's very genre bending. In writing, from the scripting stage, was decided like each episode should pay homage to like a different genre of film that we love, that we grew up on, and all of that. So as you can see in episode 1 with the whole showdown with Bingo the dog, it's a very Western. It has these duel at high noon vibes that we wanted, down to like the tumbleweed and the music and all of that. So yeah, that's kind of like the hope with it. And then with episode 2, pretty blatantly the inspiration was Kung Fu movie. So like those Shaolin Temple, Crouching Tiger type of classic Kung Fu movies. And then even from like the writing process to creating a shot list and finding references, and just down to the rehearsals, everything was like really intentional and like, okay, this is going to look like this should look and feel like a Kung Fu movie. Because the episode is 90% them fighting. We got a brilliant stunt coordinator, fight choreographer, Willem, to do the work out the fight sequence, the routine for these guys. And he just did such a brilliant job, man. I think because we're so pressed with time, we only had probably like 2 rehearsals. And in that first rehearsal, it took us like maybe an hour, I want to say, to figure out the fight sequence, the core action happening here.
Action!
And obviously Bret and Brandon aren't like black belts in all of these things, so Willem did a brilliant job in actually like adapting this fight to them, to what they could do, like what they know, and he just taught them very well. And kudos to them too for catching on very well. I said they're not black belts at this, but they're very athletic, like very physical dudes. Obviously Brandon's got like the physique of a mountain, and Bret is also very athletic. He was like doing freaking kick-ups. These guys really went all out in this fight scene, and it shows. They did a brilliant job there in the fighting.
All you do is sit around all day. Some of us have to work.
That useless job, one tender, and I make more than you do in 3 years.
Yeah. In between this action, they obviously were having an argument. They're speaking to each other there. So just like with these classic translated Kung Fu movies, you can see how there's a bit of disconnect between the lip movement and the dub. They knew their lines in English as it was written in the script, but on set, in shooting this, just told them like, okay, do the line in your native language. So
Damara Subia.
and then we achieved that. That disconnect there, that dubbed lip sync look. It was a blast, man. In the research phase, I got to watch a bunch of different kung fu movies, some of which I haven't seen in a very long time. So it's just a fun process all around, man. And then also just working with a crew like this one, it was just great vibes, man. Everybody was so good, so professional, so friendly, and it just makes doing these passion projects just so much better, because like everyone's just there to do something that we're interested in, that we have a passion for, like as is in the name. And yeah, it just shows everybody is a blast. It makes the film go so smooth, no problems on set. It's all just fun from the top to the bottom, man.
I think we had an amazing crew. Thing is, we've worked with a lot of the crew before. Yeah, we've worked on a lot of projects together. So it was just like Jacob once said, like it's like a family, just friends coming back together again just to execute this project. And we gel well. We generally have a very good vibe on set. We did have a few new people join us. For example, we had an intern, Kamo, was interning with us. He immediately picked up the vibe, and it was fun to have on set. Then we had Steven. Yeah, we had a lot more people just join us on set who had never experienced our set before, but like they helped us execute this. So it was just a great vibe. The only thing that worked against us was the cold. Other than that, it was a great vibe on set. The cast was amazing. Overall, it was a great experience. I would do this all over again.
So yeah, a great process filming Tsek, and I am particularly grateful with like the response. The response has been very like overwhelmingly pleasant. Like, thank you guys for watching Tsek, and we will see you in the next couple of episodes. Promise you it's a fun ride, and yeah, let's get it.
Let's hold hands.
I got find one for you because I keep seeing
Where?
this.
We're gonna need to move the camera to where the solid to where it needs to be first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't talk about that dumb stuff.
Okay, so we're just blocking, right?
And we got bigger issues.
Bigger issues.
Greatest movie of all time.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
Shots everyone. Take one.